All right, my name is Sam Silvestri, and this is my final project, a podcast on a historical event or things I learned in this class that have helped inform my view of current problems that America is currently dealing with. The Civil War was a national tragedy, ripping apart the political fabric of the country and causing more casualties than any other war in the nation's history. This is a direct quote from the intro of chapter 16 of our textbook, which I believe perfectly explains why the Civil War is one historical event or series of historical events that I've learned about during this class that has helped me or has helped inform my views of current problems that America is struggling with today and all the things that led up to it, as well as what happened after the Civil War. When looking at current politics and the social state of America right now with the Black Lives Matter movement, police brutality, and just general racism, you can easily see how this can be tied back to the Civil War. And things such as the Emancipation Proclamation can be directly blamed for things such as the very clear divide between Northern and Southern political ideas and society that we still see in America today. All persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then thenceforward and forever free. Now, this is a line from the Emancipation Proclamation that can also be found under Chapter 16 of our textbook, which states that all slaves are now and forever free. Now, of course, this didn't end slavery immediately because, of course, Lincoln's government didn't have any authority whatsoever in the Confederate States when the proclamation was created, in which they very clearly targeted towards the Confederate States. But it certainly led to the divide between the North and South we still see today, especially when the war ended, because a lot of Southerners depended on slavery to make a living, and the entire Southern economy basically revolved around plantation cash crops like cotton and tobacco, which relied on slavery for harvesting. And the North just simply didn't rely on slavery. But now, since all the slaves were free, it effectively drove that huge industry in the South out of business. We can even see this to this day, where southern states like Mississippi and Alabama, who depended on slavery to make it for their economy, or they currently still to this day have some of the lowest GDPs in the country compared to other states, especially former Union and Northern states like California and New York, who didn't rely on slavery or just industrial powerhouses like New York. Uh, Another good quote I want to mention is one from chapter 17.1 of the textbook, where it says, the economic, political, and moral issues caused by slavery were the root causes of the Civil War. And the war ultimately destroyed slavery, but not racism once and for all. You see, I really like this quote because it really hammers home why the Civil War, for me at least, was one of the main historical events that I learned about in this class that really helped inform my views of current problems that are still going on in America, like all the racism and other things like that that I can't believe are still going on. But looking back in past historical events such as the Civil War, you can see how and why all this stuff was created. Like the Civil War ended, and which led to civil rights movement in the in the 60s and 70s, which still you can see remnants of to this day. So that is the end of my podcast. Thanks for listening.